Hi there, it's Lucas here with YOGABODY, and I'm recruiting passionate yoga students who would like to become certified gravity yoga instructors. Gravity yoga is a targeted mobility training method designed to increase your flexibility specifically. It's designed for people with a stiff back, with tight hips or locked up hamstrings, and it really works. These classes are hugely popular at my studios here in Barcelona, and also all around the world we teach online as well. It's a great time to become a gravity yoga instructor because first and foremost, you help people transform their bodies and even relieve stress in their mind. You get to control your schedule. You have a flexible schedule. You can teach and you can travel. It's really rewarding when you turn your passion for yoga into your profession, and it's a great way to connect with other teachers all around the world. Here's my story. I started practicing yoga when I was 23, but I felt like I was 73. When I did a forward bend, my hands would come just about halfway down my shins. Back bends were out of the question. My hips felt like 2 blocks of ice. And when you feel like you're trapped in your body, it's just a horrible feeling. I was so frustrated, and I was desperate to find a solution. My yoga teachers didn't really give me any good advice. In fact, they said that yoga was not about flexibility. That was easy for them to say. They were all flexible. For me, yoga was all about flexibility because I was so stuck. I couldn't do anything. When I sat down on the floor, my knees were up off the ground, my back was hunched over. When I tried to do a back bend like a wheel pose, it felt like my heart was going to explode. And in every single forward bend, my hamstrings were just screaming. They were on fire. And so I didn't know what to do. My yoga teachers weren't much help, so I started looking elsewhere. I started talking to dancers and gymnasts. I started talking to anatomy teachers, and I started reading a bunch of anatomy books. And I learned a couple of important things. The first thing I learned is that anyone can become flexible. It's really an equal opportunity practice at any age. You can drastically increase your flexibility, but you have to train it. This leads to my second discovery, which is that if you don't train it, it's not going to come, meaning you really have to train for flexibility if you'd like to make gains. The third realization, which is a funny one, is the activity that you're doing right now, the yoga class, the Pilates class, the CrossFit, the cycling class, the Tough Mudder, the Spartan race, whatever it is, it's probably either plateaued or even going backwards, meaning if you keep doing what you're doing now, you'll probably stay at the exact same level of flexibility or even go backwards. This is just the nature of aging. In order to gain flexibility, you need to train flexibility. Now, back in 2007, when I started teaching gravity yoga, my colleagues, other yoga teachers, they laughed and they're like, no one's gonna come to this class, a yoga class that's all about flexibility. But right away, from day one, the classes were full. And even today in my studios in Barcelona, our classes continue to be full. Turns out there's a ton of people, thousands of people, just like me, who are frustrated with their stiff body. They're frustrated, feeling trapped with their lack of mobility, and they're desperate for a solution. And this is why I created Gravity Yoga. This is why I'm making this video for you right now. Despite all my best efforts, I've traveled and teach all around the world. I publish a whole bunch of stuff online. I make videos like this all the time. But despite my best efforts, most people still don't know about gravity yoga. They don't know about the science of stretching, which means they're frustrated and they're stuck and they need help. Flexibility training is more important now than ever before for a few reasons. Number one is our modern lifestyles are just a disaster. Most people on average spend about 4 hours a day on their phone, which means we're hunched over. Most people spend about an hour in a car, which means again, you're hunched over. And people are spending 6 hours plus on a computer, on a laptop, again, completely hunched over, almost never doing forward bends, almost never squatting, and certainly never back bending. The result is our modern lifestyles have us less flexible than we've ever been in the history of mankind, which is a huge problem. Another big problem is modern fitness trends, things like CrossFit and SoulCycle and Spartan race, all these amazing practices for strength and conditioning. Unfortunately, most of them leave you pretty stiff if you don't train for mobility outside of those practices. The third problem, which nobody's chatting about, is the population around the world is aging faster than ever before. There's more older people than ever before. They're living longer, they're healthier, but they're very stiff. Nobody wants to live to be 85 if they're moving like they're 95, right? At 85, we want to move like we're 55 or 65, and gravity yoga can really help with that. And that's where you come in as a teacher. Here's how this program works. It's 100% online, but there's live coaching from me throughout the entire program and also my teaching team. So we guide you through every step of the way. It's a 25-hour Yoga Alliance certification course, which means after the program, you can get insured, you can teach internationally, you can work in gyms and fitness centers and CrossFit boxes, in yoga studios, of course, you can work in climbing gyms, and a lot of our graduates teach privately as well. It's a really, really effective way to go. This program is designed for existing yoga teachers and personal trainers, but also for people who've never taught before at all. There are lots of styles of yoga which you just can't learn from home. It takes years of practice. You have to be in front of a teacher to learn. Gravity yoga is different. It's not easy, but it is simple. It's pragmatic, it's step by step, and you don't have to have a perfect Gumby flexible body to be a great flexibility coach. You just need to understand the principles. Here's what you'll learn. First and foremost, we'll learn those principles, the science of stretching for flexibility. You'll learn the 3 principles for gravity yoga, which need to appear in every class to get your clients' results. We'll show you anatomy and physiology, safety and adjustments, sequencing, of course, which is super important, how to structure a class, and just as important, we'll teach you all the business skills needed to market yourself and sell your classes so you can actually make a living doing this. As an added bonus, we'll give you 3 pose charts, we'll give you 5 different playlists, music, so you have good sounding music in your classes, and we'll give you a bunch of done for you business templates, like a business card template, a postcard, a poster template. Probably the most effective is we have this social media post we'll give you that'll help you land your first clients. In case you don't know me and my history, again, my name's Lucas Rockwood. I've been training teachers since 2006. To date, I have 4,000 graduates. They're teaching in 41 countries in 23 different languages. And the big difference with our programs is we teach the science of yoga, but we do it in a way that's business positive. That means no chanting, no chakras, no ohms, no incense. We focus on the science of yoga that helps people to transform from the inside out. And we give you the business skills needed so you can actually go and make a living, which is really important for me, and I'm sure it's important for you as well. Our goal is that by the end of this program, you have all the experience, the knowledge, and the skills, and the business acumen to go out there and be successful. And we're really excited about it. Just again, to reiterate, to clarify, you don't need to be a yoga teacher to do this program, but yoga teachers are welcome. You don't need any hardcore technical knowledge. As long as you have a phone or a laptop or a tablet, you can join the program no problem. And you don't need any fancy equipment, meaning yoga equipment. As long as you have a mat and a couple of things you'll find around your house, you have enough tools to get started right away. All levels are welcome. You don't need to have a Gumby body. We'll lead you through step by step on how to be a really effective mobility coach. Thanks so much for your interest in Gravity Yoga. I'm very excited about this program, and I hope to see you in our next upcoming certification course.